Hello friends, Patrick here. Today we're going to talk about what actually happened to the NBN. So I did a bit of research around the internet. I came up upon a whole bunch of writing from different sorts of people, but this article here caught my eye, and I'm going to talk about a little bit about what it says in there, but specifically what kind of happened to the NBN, where did it start off, where did it kind of go downhill. So NBN Co.'s former CEO wrote an article on how the coalition broke the internet. A very catchy article, that is for sure, and I'll link that in the bottom if you want to have a full read of it. It's really long. His name is Michael Quingley, worked for 36 years at Alcatel, including as COO, and was the first CEO of NBN, and he stayed there for about 4 years. So let's go back in time. In 2009, Prime Minister Kevin Rudd announced that services of 100 megabits per second were going to be available from the national broadband network in 3 locations in Tasmania by July the following year. So at this point, NBN Co had no premises and no employees. It existed only on paper with 4 Commonwealth officers as interim directors. Quingley asked Senator Conroy how the government intended to provide those services within a year. Well, Conroy replied, "That's why we hired you." Apparently. As it turned out, those 100 megabits per second services to those 3 Tasmanian locations were made available by NBN Co. at the time frame that they set back then. Given the extensive product design, planning and architectural work required for the main NBN deployment, providing these services to 3 Tasmanian locations was a bit of a diversion. This diversion was very serious, in fact disastrous for the medium and long-term future of fixed services in Australia, because soon after the government introduced a new bill. In 2013, Tony Abbott's government replaced the largely fibre to premises FTTP model with a multi-technology mix MTM, which is still being deployed today. This MTM is the bane of our existence. The MTM, which uses a range of fixed line architectures and technologies including the fiber to the node, fiber to the curb and hybrid fiber coaxial, so the HFC. And it will end up costing Australian taxpayers billions of dollars more than of the original NBN fiber to the premises plan. And it also resulted in a network that is considerably less capable of meeting the nation's future broadband needs. We are now living through this pain point. The policy decision made in September 2013, which mandated the use of existing copper and TV cable technologies, have also created significant financial problems for NBN Co. And this is what we're hearing about all the time. NBN Co is losing money. In its most recent corporate plan released in August 2018, NBN Co reported that the peak funding projection, that is the equity plus debt required to complete the project, had increased to 50.9 billion Australian dollars. It is surprising that there has not been more of a public outcry regarding this figure, given the coalition estimate made in April 2013 was 29.5 billion Australian dollars. This represented a 70% increase, largely due to the inherent costs of using old copper and pay TV cables. At the end of June 2018, NBN Co reported that 1.44 million premises were not yet ready to connect, even though they were in areas declared ready for service. This was up from 77,000 in June 2016. By comparison, the 5% increase in the peak funding of Labor's original fibre to the premises-based plan from 43 billion in April 2009 to 45 billion in September 2013 had both the coalition and elements of the media declare the label's NBN a disaster due to the cost blowouts. So, the question becomes, if they screwed up the first time because it would have cost, yes, a little bit more, but not as much as now, and even now, none of the actual premises are ready to be connected. Well, not none, but some of them. Why not just go private? Well, I want to answer that in another video, so look out for that. Why did NBN Co, or rather the government, not just go private? They have in the past, so let's talk about that in another video. But to summarize today's video, unfortunately, In 2009, it started out as a great idea, followed by a bit of a diversion by Tony Abbott, followed on by another government getting in power and screwing it all up. Even though costs blow out sometimes, this time around the blowout was nothing compared to what it will cost the country, the taxpayers, and the government to implement this multi-technology mix. Now it's just going to cost a lot more. Let me know what you think below. Love to hear what you guys think about this unfortunate demise. We know it's been in the past, but I just wanted to bring it up now that we're talking about the NBN a lot more, and it's coming to fruition, all the comments in the past, and we're really seeing how the decisions were made and what the outcomes are now. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in another video.